Hey Mighty Mamas. So this lighting is weird, so just ignore like the shadows. It's just the way the sun is hitting through the trees. But I just wanted to pop on here real quick and give you guys this video. This is a completely different video than I typically do. But you know, being a stay-at-home mom with this whole global pandemic going on, I just felt the need to come on here and talk to my fellow stay-at-home mom friends here and just, you know, help to give you guys some tips on how I decided to protect my family with all this going on. Because it is inevitable, we are in a global pandemic and it is going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm not doing this video to instill fear or panic or anything like that. This is just me coming on here to be proactive and help share with you some of the things and steps I have taken to protect my family with what is going on today in our country. So basically around the world. So number one, as soon as I heard about the coronavirus, I told my husband, let's go out, let's get some, stock. Let's stock up on some survival stuff. And I will be honest, like toilet paper wasn't the thing. I don't have like gobs of toilet paper stocked up in my house. Toilet paper isn't the first thing I think about when I think of survival. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with the toilet paper thing. But food and water, those are the things that right away I was like, okay, we need to make sure we can eat, right? We're a family of 5. That's important, eating, drinking. So definitely have stock of that. I plan on going out this weekend getting more. I have noticed, obviously, everywhere the toilet paper is gone. Not a big deal. I do baby wipes. That's actually probably more sanitary because if it were to get that bad and there is no water, like running water, then toilet paper isn't really the most hygienic if you ask me. But anyway, so that's one way that I started to, just take preventative measures in helping to keep my family safe and prepared for a worst case scenario with this pandemic. And then, of course, medications, you want to make sure that you have all the medications you need, even just those common ones like pain reliever. If somebody were to get sick in the house, you want to make sure you have pain relievers and, fever reducers. For all different ages. Like I have 3 age brackets I'm working with because I have baby, I have kids, and then there's adult. So there's a lot of different things I had to stock up on. Also, antihistamines, God forbid an allergic reaction to anything. Benadryl is good to have, any type of antihistamine like that. And again, make sure it's age appropriate. So those are things. And then for us women, nature doesn't stop, right? So make sure you have feminine products. I don't know if anyone's thinking of that. And then of course, when it comes to your food supply, you want to have good protein source. There's so much out there for us. We don't have to just get straight up beans in a can, you can do Chef Boyardee. That's meals in a can that has meat, it has tomatoes, it has noodles, it has pretty much everything. You can do what did I do? Oh, cans of tuna, crackers. We have different kinds of variety of nut snack packs. Let's see, there's fruit bars, fruit cups, canned fruits, canned vegetables. You can still try to keep it as healthy as possible, if you were in survival mode. Gatorades, anything with electrolytes. Pedialyte, because that's a good electrolyte pickup if these are things you would say for worst case scenario. So you want to have some of that stuff on hand. Those are things that I find are important for survival more so than toilet paper. So the big change that I made to help protect my family, which is probably why most of you are here wondering what's up, I did the big thing and I pulled my kids out of school. I did this 3 days ago, and technically they are still enrolled in their school, but I wanted to share with my other stay-at-home mamas here what exactly I did, how I went about it. So first thing I did was I called the superintendent of our district, And I basically told them these are my concerns, and trying to find out like what is their plan with this going on, how are they going to handle things, is the school going to close, and all that. So the problem is there hasn't been one case in my county yet. But in our state, we are actually one of the red states on the map, if you watch the media, and it is spreading very rapidly in our state. I am further from where it began, so it's just a matter of time because it's already gone out of that county where it originated, and it's moving outward. So I know it's just a matter of time. I'm not going to pretend and go into denial mode and act like, oh, it will never happen here where I live. So my first initial, gut instinct was I need to get my kids home. I can't have them out there, especially because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm like sitting with Jack in the house. We're here safe. I'm watching the news, which, by the way, I gave up on the news like 2 years ago because I feel like, it is very fear-based, and there's just always negativity. And, I try to live a positive life. I try every day to think happy, positive thoughts. And so just, starting my day with morning news, I noticed that was not a good thing. However, when we're in a global pandemic, being an adult, we have to do the adult thing. We can't ignore what's happening. I mean, obviously, we have to do the adult thing. We have to follow along when something like this is going on because, knowledge is power. You have to be aware of the reality of things happening. So I made the choice to pull my kids out of school because being a stay-at-home mom, it was just like, it just felt uneasy in my gut every time I sent them out the door and I was home and I would see on the news everything that's going on and just how rapidly like the cases were spreading. And I do have a medical background. I've worked at one of the top hospitals in Chicago, and I've went to school for it. So I am fully aware of the transmission of disease and how it all happens and the reality of these things. So, again, this video is not to instill fear or panic in anyone. I just, having that medical knowledge, I've always been wired in my brain to be proactive, and prevention is key. So I felt that I needed to pull my kids out of school in order to prevent them from, possibly getting sick. And I know like this isn't really affecting kids as bad, and we're not hearing of any cases of kids, which is a wonderful thing. However, it doesn't mean that they couldn't be carriers. And so, it all trickles downhill. They can carry it home to me. I do have asthma. And so if I were to get ill and have to be hospitalized, then my husband would have to stay home. Then he can lose his job. And poor baby Jack, I'm still nursing him. He would just be in like shock if mommy wasn't home. I never leave him. I've never left him once since he's been born. So, I had so much anxiety in my mind when I would send them out to school. So I went ahead, I took all the steps to legally, temporarily pull them out of school. So they are not officially like out of school. Technically, they are still enrolled. They are still on the roster. What I did, I called first the superintendent of our school, which is, I love our school district. They are awesome people, and I'm so grateful for them. And I basically had stressed to him my concerns about this and wanted to know like what are his plans, what action are they going to take in order to prevent this and all that. Well, the problem is, like I was saying before, that there hasn't been an infected case in our county that we know about. I don't buy it. I believe there's a lot more people out there that are sick, and because it is a 14-day incubation period and people can be walking around like asymptomatic, which means no symptoms, you wouldn't even know it. So that's what scares me the most about this disease. As to where the flu, it takes 1 to 3 days symptoms can appear. 14 days is a long time. That's 2 weeks, you guys. Like, you could cross paths with somebody that's not even showing the symptoms, and you can get infected because of close contact. People rub their nose, they pick their teeth, and there you go, the germs on the finger, then they hug you, touch you, it gets on your hand, you rub your eye. I mean, that is how quick transmission of disease occurs. So we want to avoid that here in Mighty Mama's house. So I said, you know what? I'm pulling my kids out. I wasn't willing to wait for it to hit my county before they decided to actually close the schools and then put the e-learning in effect. The good thing is we do have that e-learning. We sign off on that in the beginning of our school year. So when they do decide to close the schools, then my kids will automatically go into their e-learning. But for now, I am the primary educator. However, because they are super cooperative and understanding about my concerns and my decision to temporarily pull my kids out of school right now, they are willing to provide me all the learning materials and resources from school. So I'm basically in communication with the teachers for both of the kids, and I am making sure that they are completing schoolwork on time and staying on task as far as, deadlines and any types of assignments and all of that. So that is the beauty of this for me, is that I don't have to go out and seek out a curriculum program for homeschool. So technically they are home, they're being homeschooled by me. I created a schedule to follow every day of the week as if they were going to school, except they don't leave the house. I'm in communication with both of their teachers. My husband, obviously, he's still, working outside of the home, which that's my biggest concern. But, it is what it is. We still have to live life, right? I know we still have to go to work. Not everybody's fortunate to be home with their kids. So, I get it. But at least he's in he works for a small company, and I'm on it. I'm like, make sure you sanitize your phone, sanitize your desk, stay away from people. Ugh. As soon as he comes in, I'm like, Lysol in the shoes, Lysol in the coat, wash your hands. I'm wiping down the handles. So I am on it. We're trying to take all necessary precautions. And that's what I'm here is that's what I want to spread, that message is that's what you need to do too. Whatever is necessary, whatever is in your ability to stop the spread. If it means staying home, don't go to those events. Don't be around people, because that's the only way we're going to contain this, is that if everybody just stays home as much as possible, stays away from crowds, because if someone is walking around out there sick, you will not get it if you're not around them. Do you know what I'm saying? So do your very best. And of course, wash your hands. You guys have to wash your hands. I think I'm going to do a video on how to properly wash hands. I was trained in the medical field how to properly wash hands. A lot of people don't know how to do it. I know my kids, my 6-year-old, she thinks she washed her hands. She walks in the bathroom, comes out 2 seconds later. I'm like, you didn't wash your hands. So, it has to be done in a certain way for it to be effective. So I think I might do a video on that for you guys next. But I did. I pulled my kids out of school. So how did I do that? So it is what's called a temporary leave of absence due to public health and safety concerns. So I had to email both of the principals, and I gave them a call first. I, wanted to speak with them beforehand, before sending the email, just to let them know that I don't feel safe sending my kid to school at this time due to public health and safety concerns with this coronavirus going on. And also because I feel I'm a high-risk individual having asthma, and that it would totally, it would be a detriment to my entire home, my family here, if one of the kids were to carry something or get sick themselves and infect us. So they were totally understanding about it. And I just had to, like I said, put out an email to both principals. And I just basically said that I am keeping my child home for a temporary leave of absence due to public health and safety concerns until further notice. And I also let them know that I understand I am the primary educator here at home. However, I am remaining in contact with their teachers, and I stated the teachers' names as far as receiving any academic or curriculum assignments and resources and materials, and making sure that my kids are completing everything on task at home, and that I will be responsible for sending the work back so that everything is, graded, and so that they can progress through their grade level. Honestly, you guys, we're going on spring break March 20th. The school starts March 20th, spring break. So there's only 1 week. So, I just kind of got ahead of the game. I just didn't feel right waiting till then. So I know they're going to be closed on the 20th, but they're already canceling field trips. They're already canceling just, night family reading nights and things like that. Any group related activities in the school, they have sent out through the app notifications that these things have been canceled. So I know we're on the way to closing our school. And with that being said, my kids, because they are still technically enrolled in school, it was not an official withdrawal or anything like that, or termination of them being students of the school. So they will automatically be put on the e-learning course when that goes in effect. And they already have their Chromebooks here at home, because our school is one of those school districts that from the beginning of the school year, we sign off for like emergency days, like blizzards or snow days or things like that, so that they can continue their education if they were to stay home for emergency days, that we have the e-learning course set up. I know like in the Chicago public schools, they are just now starting to develop that because of coronavirus. So our school is just amazing. That's one of the reasons I moved where I moved, because our school district is just fantastic and the staff is so just understanding and human. They get it. They understand where I'm coming from. The problem why they cannot close the school right now and activate the e-learning is because, there's half of the population of parents that obviously still have to go to work, and they are against doing that unless it was like required by the Illinois Department of Public Health, which it will be, like I said, once they find out there is a case present in our county. But I wasn't willing to wait till that happened. So I'm just trying to be proactive. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have that option, fortunately. Thank God for that. So my babies have been home for 3 days now, and I love it. We are loving homeschooling. I have to say, it's a bit of an adjustment for the kids because, they think because it's mom, they don't have to, listen and yeah, right. But we're working on that, and they're starting to know that I mean business, and we're going to have a structured school day early in the morning. We're going to put our 4 to 4.5 hours of academic time covering all the subjects necessary. Like I said, I'm working with the teachers. And as far as the school closing, I have a real good gut feeling that they will close it. They're probably just trying to get through to the spring break. So this is really the 1 week I'm doing this. And I think they're going to end up saying the kids don't need to return after that, because I hate to say it, guys, but I know the reality of this situation is it is going to get worse before it gets better. Now, there's no need to panic. It's just about being prepared, just making sure you can survive it out in the worst case scenarios where things and supplies weren't available to you. You got to hunker down and do what you got to do for your family. And it's according to the experts, more than likely, it's going to be like a whole year until life gets truly back to normal. So I'm just expecting my school to close anyways. So I just kind of got ahead of the game, which is cool because now I just feel more like ready for this if the school were to close and they were to do the e-learning at home, because you still have to be like the primary educator if they're doing the e-learning. So anyways, that is what I did. That is my big change. And this is, again, not to fear or panic you. This is just something me as a stay-at-home mom wanted to share with my fellow stay-at-home mamas, let you guys know what steps you can take to prevent your kids from getting sick and help protect your family, because I know that's all we want as moms. We just want to protect our babies, protect our families. So yeah, and just get the supplies you need. No need to panic. Just little by little accumulate it, and we're gonna get through this. But we all need to realize that it's a real thing, and we need to take on our own responsibility with help stopping the spread, which means washing your hands, people. Washing your hands. Stay away. Stay out of the public. Try to stay home. That's why all these things have been canceled. They canceled major parades and things like that for St. Patrick's Day, for our city. Obviously, the NBA, all the sports events have been canceled. So that's big. If sports cancels, that should tell you something. So I hope this video was helpful to you, mamas. And I'm here if you have any questions or concerns. And you can also reach me over at Instagram at mighty.mama. I'm over there on the daily. I love to chat with you guys and, you know, just talk all things motherhood and life. So I hope you guys have a fabulous Friday. Today is Friday. I'm doing this video today and it is being uploaded today. So this is current time for me. I also have a power hour coming your way. It should be up by Sunday. And then I'm going to dive right into working at my collabs for spring cleaning videos that I have for you guys. I have 2 collabs coming up with 2 of my most dearest friends over on Instagram and over here on YouTube. So I'm excited to bring you guys those. So yeah, leave me a comment and let me know if you have taken any steps to, you know, prepare yourself for this and for what's going on. Because we are in a global pandemic. This is real, guys. This is a real thing happening. And make sure to wash your hands. I'm definitely going to bring you guys that video. I might do one later or tomorrow on how to properly wash your hands. It's a good thing to know. Not everybody knows it. All right. Love you guys. Be safe. Protect yourselves. These are almighty mamas. And I will talk to you later. Bye.
Step in